Hey guys, Bill Siemantel here from the BBZ TV, the Float and Fly. A lot of people have been asking questions. This video is going to be a little bit more in-depth on the setup of a float and fly, what I'm looking for, the different types of bites, the different types of techniques within techniques on how you use it. And we're going to walk through some stuff, and hopefully this gives you a better idea of what I'm doing or what I mean when I talk about a float and fly. And just remember that this is a seasonal thing, all seasons. You can do it winter, spring, summer, fall. And the depth on the system I'm using with a fixed bobber system, anywhere from a foot to maybe 11 foot, depending on your rod length. The longer the rod, the longer the depth you have with the fixed system. Let's start talking about it right now. I'll walk you through it. Then we're going to pick out a bank. We're going to start going down a bank. And we're going to be fishing super shallow water on a Southern California lake right now that's just really low. But the technique's the key on this. It's not about the lake, because I have done it on every lake in California, back east, the rivers. I mean, I've done it everywhere for every species. So pay more attention on the technique and what I'm looking for when the fish hit and how the bobber reacts within the water. That's the real key. So let's break this down. Let me show you how to put a system together and what I'm doing to build a balanced system. So let's get to it. Okay, the secret box of fat flies. I have two different sizes. I have 16th and 1/8 ounce. I have the gray ghost, blueback, chartreuse, baby bass, and bluegill. They are by far just absolutely killer baits. And as you can see, I pull them out, and what I do is I go through each bait. I make sure they're tournament ready. I make sure I put them in little plastic baggies, and I make sure the eyes are popped out if there's any paint in the eyes. So when I'm fishing and I'm on a bite, I can make this happen really, really quick. I have two different size weights for the fat fly. I have a 1/8 ounce that's paired up with a 1-inch pear-shaped bobber, and I have a 16th ounce paired up with a 7/8 inch pear-shaped bobber. The key is on this: if I use this bait with this bobber, it overpowers the weight of this bobber because it's not balanced, and this bait will actually pull this bobber down further in the water column, and when that happens, you're not going to get a true read on what's going on underneath the surface. If this bait, you can use the smaller bait with the bigger bobber, but it's not balanced as well to make this bobber sit upright when it's truly suspended under the bait. A lot of guys are going to talk about those line through bobbers. They're great. You know, you can put the line through it, you put a bead on it, you put a little piece of yarn on it, and you could have depths up to like 30 feet deep. The problem is it's not a fixed system. It's not easy to work. It's not easy to see the indications of a strike on a drop. So this system that I put together, or it's been around for years, I've just tried to perfect it. This system is the most accurate detection of bite system there is. So the other key thing is, like I said, if you throw it out and you free line it, this weight will actually pull the bobber back the length of this line, say 6 foot. It'll pull it back 6 foot, and then it will suspend directly underneath it. If you want a slower fall rate, all you do is you hold your line once you make the cast, and what happens now is the bait will be pulled in a pendulum to the bobber. It'll be a slower drop rate. You'll also feel the detection of hits and everything else on that type of drop. So the biggest key on this is this is a fixed bobber system. Understanding what it does in the water is the biggest key, and the other thing is looking and watching how the fish eat. If the fish comes up and comes from underneath your bobber, if your bobber is sitting suspended in the water column like this, and a fish grabs it from underneath and lifts up, your bobber is going to turn sideways. Okay? If a fish comes up and sucks it in, your bobber is going to pop. You're going to see it actually pop in the water and make rings around it. If the fish do flybys, you're going to see the bobber go like this and just take off left or right. So it's precision strike indication. I mean, it will tell you everything you need to know about getting hits, either on the drop, popping them, slow rolling it in, the pendulum, the seesaw. These are a lot of things I'm going to talk about out there on the water. We're going to get out here and start fishing pretty quick, but paying attention to different retrieves, different techniques within the float and fly technique is going to be really key. Keep an open mind. You could fish offshore just as easy as you could fish out of a boat. Species, I've caught monster bass on it, crappie, bluegill, trout. I've caught everything in every type of water condition, from stream fishing all the way to ocean fishing. This system actually works very well. So on the water, I'm going to start talking a little bit more about some stuff, and we'll go from there. So let's get out on the water and see what happens. Hey guys, like always, I'm going to try to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to do before I do it. We're going to come over here to a bank, and we're going to find some depth between like 1.5 to 5 foot of water. I'm going to target that 1.5 to 2 foot zone because I know the fish are moving up in that shallower water, and the water is really low in this lake. The biggest key here is pay attention to your graph, and don't be afraid to do this technique in shallow water, even dark colored water. I know a lot of guys are going to say you have to do it in clear water. Man, I've done this in stained muddy water and caught a ton of fish float flying. So it's not the watercolor, it's just finding the right depth where the fish are and getting a bait to suspend in front of them, and you're going to start catching more fish. Little pitch right here. Look how far we are. I mean, a shore fisherman, everybody else would be want to throw out as far as they can sometimes. And when you have a depth change this close to the bank, you better test it out. Like I said, either if you're in a boat or offshore, this is the prime area. Wow. Did that go down so quick? This might be a really good fish, guys. This is a really good fish, and it is in the cables. Let me try to get it around the cables. Where did it go? There it goes. Oh, it's back underneath the boat. I don't know how big this fish is, guys, but it sure felt good. This is what back reeling does. I'm just back reeling. Taking my time. Man, that thing hit the bottom. Here it comes. What is this? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Look at the size of this fish. Guys, on a crappie jig, look at the size of this fish. I got 5-pound test. No, this is 6-pound test line. I'm going to try to get it out to deep water. I'm going to try to get it out to deep water because there's too much stuff here. I was wrapped around that cable and I just back reeled. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm getting nervous, guys. I want to show you what the float and fly could do. I'm taking him out to deep water. I'm going to try to get out. We're in 4 foot. Oh, don't go back there. Come on, come on, come on. You guys got to see the size of this fish. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, come on back here. Come on back here, baby. I'm back reeling. I'm just putting the pressure of the rod and a little bit of the drag. Come on back here. Come on back here. Oh my gosh. Come on. Come on back here. Come on, baby. Look at the size of that cat. Oh, don't force the issue. Take your time. We're doing everything right. There we go. We do everything right. Do everything right. Take your time, Billy. That's what we're talking about. Oh my God, look at the size of that thing. Oh, on a float fly, baby. Oh, look at that thing. Look at that thing. Let's get this thing out of here. Look at that. Look at the size of that donkey. Look at that fat fly right in its mouth. Look at that thing. See that fat fly right there? Yeah. Look at that. That's a beast. Look at that. Oh. Oh, slime up my boat there, Bubba. There's no joking with this one. I want to show you something, guys. Right here. Fat fly. Right in its mouth. Right there. Look at that. Right there, baby. Chartreuse fat fly. Big old catfish. 6-pound test Maxima line. Look at this thing. Look at that, baby. Oh, on a floating fly. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, let's get her back in. She is worth the fight. Oh, what a cool fish on a floating fly. Look at her go. There she goes. Ah, little slimy bastards are worth it.